In his final State of the Union, President Obama was talking about the need in our nation for a new politics. And he said,
"We the people. Our Constitution begins with those three simple words. Words we've come to recognize mean all the people, not just some."
Now, when I heard that, as a Native man, I had to stop and ask when. I've read our founding documents, I've studied our history, and I had to question, when did we decide as a nation that we the people actually means all the people? Literally 30 lines below the statement, all men are created equal, the Declaration of Independence refers to natives as merciless Indian savages, making it very clear the only reason our founding fathers used this inclusive term, all men, because they had a very narrow definition of who was actually human. Now, a few years later, our founding fathers wrote another document. They started this one with the words, "We the people of the United States." This, of course, is the preamble to the Constitution. However, if you read just a few lines later, down to Article 1, Section 2, section of the Constitution that defines who is and who is not covered by this Constitution, the first thing you will note is it never mentions women. Second, it specifically excludes natives. And third, it counts Africans as 3/5 of a person. So who's left? Well, white landowning men is who could vote. Now, we have to ponder this for a moment. The reason our Constitution was written, the purpose of our Constitution, is to protect the interests of white landowning men. So today, we act shocked that women earn 70 cents to the dollar. This shouldn't shock us. Our Constitution's working. We act surprised that our prisons are filled with people of color. This shouldn't surprise us. Our Constitution's working. We act outraged that in 2010, the Supreme Court sided with Citizens United and rules that corporations now have the same rights to political free speech as individuals. This is what opens the door for super PACs, unlimited contributions to candidates. This shouldn't surprise us. The Constitution's doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's protecting the interests of white landowning men. So this makes our Constitution a systemically white supremacist and sexist document that assumes the white landowning male has the authority to decide who is and who is not human. See, we would rather believe that the United States of America is racist and sexist and white supremacist in spite of our foundation. But the truth is we are white supremacist, racist, and sexist as a nation because of our foundations, and we don't know what to do with that. There's an Aboriginal leader named George Erasmus, and he says where common memory is lacking, where people do not share in the same past, there can be no real community. If you want to build community, he says, you have to start by creating a common memory. I think this quote is brilliant, and it gets to the heart of our nation's problem with race, which is we don't have a common memory. We have a white majority that remembers a history, a mythological history of discovery, expansion, exceptionalism, and opportunities. And we have communities of color that have the lived experience of stolen lands, broken treaties, slavery, Jim Crow laws, segregation, boarding schools, ethnic cleansing, genocide, internment camps, mass incarceration, and families separated at our borders. We have no common memory, and I think we all can agree that community on a national level is absolutely in the pits. I'm proposing that the United States of America needs a national dialogue on race, gender, and class. A conversation on par with the Truth and Reconciliation Commissions that took place in South Africa, in Rwanda, and in Canada. If we can acknowledge the vile racism, sexism, colonialism, and white supremacy that our founding fathers embedded deep into our foundations, we might just be able to leave a different legacy for our children's grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren. A legacy that for the first time, we the people might actually mean all the people.
We know what we need to do as a people. We talk about this always. As African-American people, we know what we need to do. We need to educate ourselves and we need to come together, love ourselves, look in that mirror, and then start listening to one another and relate.
So that's the issue. We know and we talk a lot, and somebody has to do. So this is the do part. I am pushing for separate but equal and in harmony. We can't help nobody until we help ourselves. Our children needs to come outside and see themselves first. We need our communities back. We are a community-driven people. That's why we say, hey, bro, hey, sis, hey, auntie, right? So we need to nurture that part first. And I'm not trying to dismantle the world, right? I'm revising that Constitution because it doesn't have any family-oriented anything in it. So, you know, the corporations need to fund small businesses. It just makes sense. The youth need to visit the nursing homes. That just makes sense. Minimum wage needs to at least cover your basics.
Come on
that makes sense, right? And
$20 an hour.
They worrying about these immigrants. I want to know why they're leaving in the first place. A couple of years ago, everybody's vacationing in Mexico.
I want to
Now,
know
all of a
why you
sudden,
calling
they're-
these people immigrants.
No, this is
Why
what
we name
I'm
calling?
I am referencing that language, right? But you got farmers who are claiming they don't have anybody to help them. They can go
Right.
over there,
Right.
right? Help them. Why are we having fake food when we can have them work together? So America really does have everything that it needs. It's just plugged in the wrong places. And I'm just going to unplug them and put them in the right places
Put 'em
so
back.
that it could just flow the way it needs to. Because there's plenty of people who risk their lives to protect the Constitution and take that oath, right? So it needs to be dug up, rewritten. And
put
in this
in
book,
place.
I put some
already have
Constitution revisions in there, and then you can lock it back up.
Now, have you touched bases with some people that could really push this and get you? Who's backing you right now? Because I know you're running a whole different way. You're not going out, you know, petitioning for the votes and doing all these things of that nature. So who's backing you right now? Who's standing with you?
God.
I mean,